Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We recently heard different perspectives from business and science, but even if Gaia-X is a project of the economy for the economy, let's not forget that the first impulse for Gaia-X originally came from politics. As we have heard, in June this year, Gaia-X was launched from a German-French base by Mr. Peter Altmaier, German Federal Minister of Economic Affairs, and Mr. Bruno Le Maire, French Minister of the Economy, Finance and the Recovery. And in October, Gaia-X was opened up for those two national governments to 27 member states, relying on the EU Commission to put Gaia-X into their strategy. I'm very proud to welcome here at our summit some of the initiators of this success story. Minister Bruno Le Maire and Mr. Thierry Breton, EU Commissioner for Internal Market and Services. And as you can see in the program, Minister Peter Altmaier also wanted to join us, but unfortunately we got a last-minute cancellation from him due to an urgent appointment in the Parliament. But no worries, we will welcome Mr. Thomas Jatzombeck instead. He is Economic Affairs Ministry's Commissioner for the Digital Industry and Startups. And further on, he is Federal Government Coordinator of German Aerospace Policy. And we will even go further this afternoon. Many more countries have embarked on the Gaia-X journey. Italy in particular has shown strong commitment for Gaia-X and have launched their Gaia-X hubs. Tomorrow we will have the honor to welcome Mrs. Paola Pisano from Italy, Minister for Innovation and Digitalization. But let's start from the beginning. It's a great pleasure for me to welcome now Mr. Thomas Jatzombeck.
So, Mr. Le Maire, Commissioner Breton, distinguished members of the Gaia-X Association and community. So at first, I can bring you all the best wishes from Peter Altmaier. And you see me sitting here in the lobby of the Parliament, and he's inside the plenary room of the Parliament. And today we have a very controversial debate about the law to protect against the harm of the COVID-19 pandemic. And so these are very complicated times these days, and so very sorry for all the circumstances right now. Ladies and gentlemen from Europe and elsewhere in the world who are watching this live stream, I am very delighted to be your guest speaker today. And guest speaker, that's important to me, and it would be also important to Peter Altmaier, because even if it's his favorite and maybe his core project, it's the point of view that we have on Gaia-X. Then it is 1 year that we went here starting 2019 from the Digital Summit. And Gaia-X is no longer a mere political idea or something that exists on paper. It is now an established organization celebrating its first community summit today. The project is now in the independent hands of the members of the Gaia-X Association, who are showing great determination driving it. And that's good to see. It means that we have delivered on our promise to make Gaia-X a project for business and driven by business. Our political and economic objectives for Gaia-X are twofold. First is to link and strengthen existing cloud and data capacities in Europe whilst encouraging greater competition on the cloud market. Second, as a second step, to increase the level of data availability in Europe and to exponentially increase the level of innovative proneness in Europe and in our businesses. These objectives have met with broad-based support today, and we're very proud about that. More than 150 companies and organizations from the EU and beyond will become founding members of Gaia-X. They hail from many European countries, including Italy, which is why I'm very pleased that the Italian Minister for Digital Affairs, Paola Pisano, will be attending the summit. Austria, Belgium, Finland, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, and Spain. Beyond this, some 350 companies and organizations are already involved in the technical working groups. Many of them are from the EU member states, but Japan, Korea, and the US are also represented. Today, the association is welcoming a large number of new members from these countries as well. All this shows that what started out as a political idea has turned into a European and international community. A community that is convinced that working together on and via Gaia-X will translate into an actual added economic benefit. In addition to economic objectives, the members also share important underlying principles. All members are subscribing to principles underpinning Gaia-X, i.e., data protection, trust, transparency, and openness. Openness and transparency will allow Gaia-X to be an ecosystem that connects businesses, science, the public sector, and civil society on an equal footing in Europe and beyond. These ideas also part of the technical DNA. Services are interoperable and based on a commitment to open source technologies and shared rules and standards, including those pertaining to data privacy. Gaia-X will also form the heart of the various European cloud initiatives, including the European Cloud Federation, which was adopted by all of the member states at the recent informal meeting of the telecommunication ministers in October. Gaia-X will give us fresh momentum in the field of data usage, thereby helping Europe's economy to emerge stronger from the COVID-19 pandemic. In embracing Gaia-X, we are laying the basis for new business models, innovation, and growth. We will soon be given examples of use cases from different industries and sectors that will illustrate this point. What is important now is that investments are made quickly. The recent agreement on the next MFF and the recovery instrument reached with the support of Germany's presidency of the EU Council sends a strong signal demonstrating the EU's ability to act and to act in solidarity, even in difficult economic environment. It's now key that we swiftly conclude the negotiations, notably as investment in innovation and the digital transition is an important aspect of the MFF for the next 7 years. Similarly, the European Cloud Federation must make generating large-scale private and public investment from a large number of member states its utmost priority. We in the federal government will support Gaia-X, notably by using funding from our stimulus and future package. We are supporting the community at large and involving them in the development of Gaia-X and any additional components. For instance, we are supporting the creation of a German Gaia-X user hub. You will be hearing more about this later. Today, we also launched the Gaia-X Federation services for 14 million euros. These services live up to the basic promise of Gaia-X to deliver digital services that ensure data sovereignty and compliance with European standards. These first technical components allow Gaia-X to become operational. For the beginning of 2021, we are planning a competition for Gaia-X use cases to be quickly translated into reality. We want to make 200 million euros available for this, but have yet to wait for the Parliament's budgetary decision. The use cases show that Gaia-X is not a project that is only useful to providers of infrastructure. In fact, it will only be a success if users and providers work together in a targeted manner. Therefore, we want to use Gaia-X to create data spaces of the kind referred to by the European Commission in its data strategy and the Data Governance Act that will be published soon. In a bid to broadly activate the user side, the national Gaia-X hubs in Europe are also launching today in sync with the Gaia-X Summit. Together, these Gaia-X hubs will draw up the requirements for data spaces and use cases. They will also cooperate with one another and the Gaia-X Association from a unique interconnected data ecosystem. So, I am very delighted that the German hub will launch today and that we will hear more about it tomorrow. Whether you are involved in a national hub or with the association, please do see Gaia-X and today's summit as an invitation to shape a next generation digital ecosystem fit for a new data economy. Ladies and gentlemen, I am really very pleased and also a little bit proud to see how our idea has taken shape. Close to the user, economically viable, in line with European values, international in scale, with innovative applications and trusted data relationships. All of this will be reflected in the Gaia-X Association. And so it is not our work, it is your work. It's the work of us all together. And this is an enormous effort. And I personally and the federal government as a whole will, of course, continue to give our political backing to the project and to assume responsibility in an advisory capacity within the association's governing bodies. I am happy about what we have already achieved together and look forward to what lies ahead of us. Thank you, good start, and all the best. And wishes also from Peter Altmaier again.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jatzombeck.